Psych, you thought hay season was over? We're gonna do one more go around. Man, those big bales sure take up a lot of room. September 17th, my one custom guy called and said he wants a fourth cutting made, which I knew was coming. Been kind of tricky to find time, but had a rain delay today. Can't cut beans in the rain, so we're gonna go mow some hay, ted it tomorrow morning, and hopefully try to bale it Saturday dry. That's the last hay of 2025 that needs to be mowed, so I decided I would clean it up today, and we're also going to give the tractor quick wash, because Saturday morning we're going to drive it through a parade, so we kind of want it looking somewhat decent. But we're going to get this washed up, pressure washing it. We're going through, cleaning the cutter bar. That's the nastiest stuff. You just get all this nasty, wet gunk, literally like silage, but we're working through it. We got this pretty well cleaned up. There's some stuff up there that I'm going to scrape yet. But for the most part, it looks a lot better than it was. She ain't no show pony. She's a workhorse, but it does clean up all right. I mean, the wheels and stuff looks pretty good, but what makes this tractor pop on a show is the chrome pipe. So getting this thing polished up, really liking how it's coming out. There's the dirty, crummy chrome, and there's the nice, shiny chrome. This is what I'm using. Mother's mag and aluminum polish. Just using a buffing pad and a torn up t-shirt. No, this is not technically the proper way to polish things, but I'm just trying to clean up this chrome. So if you're interested in this stuff, we'll put a link in the description there and you go check it out. Take a little bit, we'll try to dab this with one hand. Choose a section here, and we're just gonna start scrubbing. Directions say polish till you see a black residue, but since we're not actually like taking stainless steel or something and polishing it, we're actually taking existing chrome and just trying to clean it up. We're not gonna see a whole lot of residue here, but I'll you know, work at it for a little bit here, just get it worked in there good, and eventually here, when I'm done this, we'll polish it out or buff it out with a rag. Take a t-shirt or rag or microfiber cloth, whatever you got, and just start working it. And there's the finished product. It just says it's starting to rain. Why'd I even wash it? Probably give her a little fuel, huh? We're ready for a parade. Well, we got another problem. If you watched the last video, we baled a field of like hay that was just absolute junk. Baler said it was 20% because the stuff is like straw. However, the stuff is so thick stemmed, there's a lot of hidden moisture in it. And we're kind of reaching something that's making me a little nervous right now. Got a probe in the bale here. We are at 127 degrees on the inside. So this was baled last Friday. Today's Thursday, so 6 days ago. Hay typically goes through its heating wow, what is up with my camera? Sorry about that. Hay typically goes through a heating process for like 2 weeks and can be up to 6 weeks depending on the temperature. I have baled hay that was pretty high moisture, and I've seen it up to like 110. This is the highest I've ever seen my hay, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on it right now. They say like 150 degrees is like, that's kind of like the, okay, you should be checking your hay pretty regularly, making sure that it's not heating more. And then from that point up, you know, it gets more and more dangerous. But we're at 127 now. I'm going to check a few other spots here. What makes me nervous is this is an outside bale. I don't know what the stack is like further in. And just putting my hand on these bales, I can feel the slightest bit of heat. So that kind of makes me nervous. I'm a little bit scared about that. So we're going to keep an eye on that. I don't know. If it were just a couple bales, I'd pull them out, but there's like 30 or 40 in here. I love making hay, but I hate it at the same time sometimes. I've already got mold growing on them. It's been 6 days. Look how discolored that is compared to that. That's bad. Sorry I didn't film any of me unloading the barn here. It was kind of a get the hay out of the barn situation. I didn't really feel like it was a proper time to film, but all this hay is out of the barn. We have them stacked in twos, and we've got space in between all of them. It's kind of hot today, so I'm gonna let the heat and the breeze take care of this hay. See, we just got mold going on here. It's just a disaster and a half with this hay. Some of it is actually all right. Like this must have been some drier stuff. Doesn't feel super hot on this one. This one does feel hot. Now these are the bottoms, so the bottoms are going to create a lot more heat because there's a lot more pressure down on them. Obviously here where they were stacked, air's getting through them. I'm unsure what we're going to do with all this hay now. I don't know if it'll be worth anything. There's a possibility that all the hay might be like, it might caramelize on the inside, which is actually a really good possibility. I can smell it. You can smell when hay caramelizes. It's got like a sweet smell to it. So I don't know. We will see if it does caramelize. It will make decent feed, but it's not necessarily something we're aiming for, to caramelize hay without burning a barn down. So just wrapped up the parade. Tractor's home, hooked up to the baler. Didn't get any videos of the parade, but taught my wife kind of how to drive the tractor a little bit. Well, she's driven it before, but had to get her a little bit of seat time, you know. Nice parade, and it was just a nice, beautiful morning to go for a cruise with some like-minded folk on just a beautiful day. Anyway, we're gonna get to baling hay. It's like a 5-acre field, and I'm gonna have my dad run this thing. He's gonna rake kind of like just ahead of me, and I'm gonna bale just behind him. Tell you what, this thing is loud going down the road. That's for sure. We're dealing with a problem in this hay. It has got it's just loaded with fall panicum, and that's kind of wreaking havoc on it. However, it sounds dry, but I know it's deceiving. The alfalfa, just a touch waxy, but these panicum stems will absolutely wreak havoc in your hayfield. A weed. This is a weed, and it was full of it, so it's causing problems. The struggles of making fall hay, they're real. You can see the mess that I made walking through the field, kicking around, finding completely wet clumps. Completely. Never dried an ounce. Hay season 2025 is officially over now, and I can say that with confidence. I'm done all my hay, done any custom work. If somebody calls me, I'm not going to do anything. I just don't have the time anymore because we are in full swing harvest right now, and we're about to start corn here probably in another week. So I need to be available for that. Put all this hay back in the barn. It was testing. I tested a couple yesterday. I tested one that was 88, one that was like 110, and one that was 117. This one right here is sitting at 104, but it will climb a little bit. I tried to stack them not as tight so that heat can dissipate, and we're going to try to keep these barn doors open at all time just to let some airflow move through. Hopefully, they were sitting outside for 6 days. Hopefully, that was enough time outside to let them kind of cool off. Well, they're not cool off, but at least dissipate most of that heat. I just hope they don't heat up a lot again if that heat's going to get trapped in there. Anyway, I will let you guys know how it goes. And just enough room to shut the door if I need to shut the door.